Namaste and welcome to day 2 of Yoga to Help You Feel Better. 7 days of yoga to help you practice self-regulation during these crazy times. Today's class will be a slow flow to help you practice moving through the heaviness. So we will go ahead and begin lying down on our backs. You can go ahead and extend the legs out long and allow your arms to rest comfortably down by your sides, either choosing to take a soft gaze up or closing down the eyes. And just gently tuning in to your body and your breath, taking notice. Noticing how it feels to be heavy against the ground. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Allow the chest to be even heavier. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, slowly let it go, out through the nose. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, let it go. This time, as you inhale, fill the lungs with air. And as you exhale, purse your lips like you're trying to blow out through a tiny straw, letting all of the air seep out from between a tiny hole in your lips until the chest is heavy. And then allow some air to seep back in through the nose. Exhale slowly out through pursed lips. Good. Take 3 more rounds of breath just like that, and then we'll begin our movement practice. Using the breath to ground the body and ground the mind. Good. And gently returning to your natural pattern of breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. But on your next inhale, go ahead and extend the arms up and overhead, finding a full body stretch, lengthening fingertip to toe tip. As you exhale, draw the knees in towards the forehead, curling the chin up, finding a little ball, and slowly begin to release. Finding an inhale as you extend the arms up and overhead, and exhale, slowly release. Inhale into your ball. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, curl knees to forehead. Inhale here. Exhale to release. Inhale, arms up and overhead. This time, exhale, curl into a little ball. And this time you'll begin to rock forwards and backwards, moving as slowly as you can, so not moving straight into your seat, but rocking through your spine, moving through the stillness. Maybe you find a little boat pose at the top, and then allow yourself to roll back down. Just playing around with it, having a little bit of fun. And as you're ready, slowly come up to your seat. And then move over into all fours. So placing the hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Begin to move through the spine along with the breath. So we're moving through cat and cow. Inhale to look forward. Curl the tailbone up towards the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale to round chin to chest as you draw the tailbone down between the knees, pressing the palms away from you. Moving with your own breath here, inhale into that first cow pose, looking forward. Exhale to round into cat. Adding any extra movements that might feel good, either forward and backward, or maybe side to side, shaking your tail. Maybe you get a few snap, crackle, pops out of the spine, just noticing what you feel, moving with your breath. On your next inhale, we'll find a neutral spine and extend the right toes all the way to the back of your mat. Then look down at your hands, make sure that your fingertips are spread nice and wide, and grip down with the fingertips. As you're here, begin to press forward and back with your heel, keeping the toe mounted on the floor. Good. Then coming back to center, left hip is stable over the left knee. Begin to hover the right leg in the air. Begin to bend into the right knee and find some hip circles, moving in one direction, moving slowly, remembering to breathe here, even though we're moving continuously. And then reverse the direction. Inhale, then exhale. Moving as slow as feels good, maybe noticing all the little snaps in the hips. Good. From here, extend that right leg back out long. This time the right toes cross over to the left side of your mat. Begin to slide the left foot back in space. Press the heel back. Good. On an inhale, begin to move forward. Step the right foot in between the hands, moving into a low lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, begin to walk the hands back in space as you curl the right toes back towards your forehead, keeping a slight bend in the right knee. Thinking about drawing the right hip back in space, and the left hip might move forward just a little. Inhale to find length through the spine. Exhale to melt forward. Good. Inhale, begin to walk the hands forward, find that low lunge again. Exhale, walk it back to that hamstring stretch. If you have blocks, you can always bring the floor up to you by using blocks in this stretch. Moving with your own breath, inhaling into low lunge, exhaling back. Again, just becoming aware of the body, noticing how it feels to move. Good. And the next time you find yourself in a low lunge, go ahead and keep the left hand grounded and begin to find some shoulder circles with the right arm. Beginning to move it back in space. And then reverse the direction of your circles. Okay. Then release the right hand back down. Step the right foot back to meet the left and come back to all fours. You can maybe sway the hips from side to side or move through some cats and cows once more. And as you're ready, we'll come back to center, making sure those fingertips are spread nice and wide before you extend the left toes to the back of your mat, pressing back and forward with the left heel. Stretching out through the back of the leg as well as a little bit into your wrists. Continuing to breathe. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. Good. Coming back to center, right hip over right knee. Begin to hover the left toes up off of your mat. Bending into the left knee. Take those hip circles on the second side. Maybe noticing the differences in the sides of the body, and then reversing the direction of your circles. Good. Coming back to center, extend the left leg back out long behind you once more. Then drop the left toes over towards the right side of your mat. And begin to slide the left leg back as far as comfortable. So you might be here, you might be here. Finding what feels good on your body. Maybe you feel a stretch in the back of this glute here. Remembering to breathe. Inhale shifts you back forward. Shake off the rocks from your toes. And step the left foot in between the hands, coming back to that low lunge. Good. Finding stability in the hips here. And as you're ready, we'll begin to add that movement back with our breathing. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, begin to walk back in space. Find that hamstring stretch. Taking your time this first time we're here to really find what feels comfortable in the body. Keeping a slight bend in the knee, maybe shifting the right hip forward. Noticing where you feel this stretch, and then begin to move with the breath. So inhale forward. Exhale, walk it back. Good. Taking 3 more cycles on your own breath. Good. Next time you're in the low lunge, right hand stays grounded, and we'll take shoulder circles with the left arm, beginning to rotate the arm in one direction. Again, maybe noticing the differences in the sides of the body, not judging, but simply observing. And then reverse the direction of your circles. Good. And as you're ready, you can release the left hand back down and step the left foot back to meet the right. Coming back to all fours. And we'll walk the knees back, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. My glasses fall off of my face, so I'm going to take them off for this. Alright, finding your downward facing dog, looking at your hands, making sure your fingertips are still nice and wide. Then rooting down through the crown of your head, lifting up through the tailbone, and beginning to pedal out through the feet, stretching through the backs of the legs, maybe swaying the hips a bit from side to side, noticing what feels good in your body. And coming back to center, we'll go ahead and cross the right foot in front of the left to bring the top of the right foot to the mat beside the outside edge of the left foot. This will bring the sole of the left foot to the ground. You can shorten your stance in your downward dog just a bit if you need to. And breathing into the back of the left leg. Keeping the hips lifted high and continuing to connect with your breath. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good. Slowly release. Bring the right foot to the mat, and we'll take this on the second side. So the top of the left foot crosses over to the right side of the right foot. Begin to press down through the sole of the right foot, continuing to lift up through your hips, continuing to breathe. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good. Gently begin to release. And as slow as you can, begin to tiptoe your feet to the top of your mat, making your way to a forward fold, with your feet hip-width distance apart. Keeping a generous bend in your knees so that your torso has somewhere to rest as you allow your head to be heavy, maybe clasping opposite elbows or placing opposite pinkies in the creases of your elbows. And then just allowing your head to be really heavy, swaying from side to side. Maybe you're shaking your head yes and no. Noticing what it feels like to breathe into this moment of stillness. Allowing your body to be heavy and dangle. Similar to the sit with it meditation, just because there's heaviness doesn't mean that we can push our way through it. Sometimes we need to just sit with it and move through it slowly and understand that it's there and recognize it. As you're ready, slowly begin to release the hands, grounding down through your feet. As slow as you can, roll all the way up to standing. Finding your mountain pose, hands can rest down by your sides. If you want this to be hot yoga, do it in 12 o'clock sunshine. Allowing your body to ground down through your feet. And then beginning to sway from side to side. So your arms might tap the sides of your hips here. You might get a few snap, crackle, pops out of the spine again. Just allowing the upper body to be heavy and just float around. You might feel a little silly. That's okay. Being silly is good for you. That sounded like my mother. All right. Coming back to center, finding standing, finding your mountain pose. We'll inhale, reach both hands up, look up between the hands. Then exhale, begin to fold forward, find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, slowly release the hands down, step both feet back, finding your version of a plank. Maybe that's knees lifted, maybe that's knees lowered. Then we'll gently find our way all the way down to our bellies, keeping the elbows hugged in, moving nice and slow, untucking the toes. Good. Extending both arms down by your sides. You can bring one cheek down to the mat. Then gently switch sides. Inhale, come back to center, bring hands underneath your shoulders so that you can roll over onto one side. I'm starting with the left side. Then after you've stacked both legs on top of each other, you can lower all the way down onto your side using your left arm as a pillow. Wow, direct view of the sun. Great placement, Alana. All right, from here you'll take the right hand, or whatever hand is on top, and place it right on top of the same shoulder. Kind of have a little chicken wing here. And then from here you can begin to make circles with the elbow, moving in one direction. Continuing to breathe. Maybe you reverse the direction of your circles. Good. And as you're ready, go ahead and release that arm. Maybe you shake it out. And then we'll come all the way back onto our bellies. And we'll switch sides. So roll over onto the second side. I'm rolling onto my right side this time. Bend into both knees, and then lower all the way down using the right arm as a pillow. Good. Then the top hand can come to the top shoulder, and then begin to find some circles with that elbow, moving in one direction, remembering to breathe. Good. And as you're ready, go ahead and release. Maybe shake out that arm. And then we'll go ahead and roll back onto our stomachs, coming into a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath your shoulders, pressing down through the hands, heart shines forward, chin stays tucked, gaze down between the thumbs. Continue breathing, inhaling in, exhaling out. Good. And slowly begin to release, bringing the hands on top of one another so that you can make a pillow for the forehead. And then bend into both knees and begin to sway the feet from side to side. Good. And gently release the feet back out long. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders so that you can just gently roll over onto your back. Extending the legs out long, arriving here. And we'll hug the knees in towards the chest, moving towards a happy baby pose. So extending the hands down in between both knees. Option to grab onto the tops of the shins to bring the feet to stand on the sky. Or maybe you take the two peace fingers around your two big toes. Or maybe your hands can reach all the way to the outside edges of your feet. Just taking whichever variation feels best in your body. And then maybe you hold in stillness. Maybe you move through the heaviness, shifting from one side and then to the other. Maybe extending one leg and then the other. Taking any final movements that might feel good in the body. Before allowing the feet to come back down, hugging the knees back in one last time. And then extending both legs out long on your mat. Getting any final movements out before finding stillness in your Savasana pose. Finding a few more moments of rest and stillness. Ending our class exactly where we began. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Take a deep breath in Exhale, let it go. Slowly begin to bring some movement back to the fingers and to the toes. You can inhale, reach both arms up and overhead, finding a full body stretch. Before bending into both knees and rolling over onto one side. Finding one final moment here in stillness before slowly making your way back up into a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed. You can place the hands somewhere on the thighs, or you can bring the hands to heart center. And we'll take 3 final grounding breaths together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In 3, 2, 1. Inhale in. Exhale out. Good. And slowly tuck the chin in towards the chest and blink your eyes back open, coming back to the space around you. Wow, I'm off center. Thank you. Today we practiced moving through the heaviness. Join me tomorrow for day 3 to help cultivate safety within. Today we practiced moving through the heaviness. If you would like, you can practice sitting with it in the day 1 meditation and breath work. And if you would like to join us for day 3 to help cultivate safety within, as well as day 4, ebb and flow of breath and life. Day 5, this is what it is right now. Day 6, I release what I cannot control. And day 7, I surrender my worries to God, Source, the universe, etc. If you would like to join me for day 3 through 7, you can find my app down in the description. This is a part of my monthly subscription, as well as a one-time purchase option. I would love to see you there.